Well, we all know by now what the Democrats think about President Trump and his hard line on illegal immigration and commitment to building a wall on our southern border. But did you know that in years past, long before Donald Trump emerged and won a shocking victory to become president, those same Democrats were singing a very different tune. In fact, the exact same tune as President Trump does these days. We've got statements from Obama, both Clintons, and Chuck Schumer. Let's start with the last president, Barack Obama, when he was a member of the Senate.
We simply cannot allow people to pour into the United States undetected, undocumented, unchecked, and circumventing the line of people who are waiting patiently, diligently, and lawfully to become immigrants.
The bill before us will certainly do some good. It will authorize some badly needed funding for better fences and better security along our borders, and that should help stem some of the tide of illegal immigration in this country.
Okay, but that's just one prominent Democrat, you might say. But listen to the woman who was supposed to become president in 2016, Hillary Clinton.
Mexican government's policies are pushing migration north. There isn't any sensible approach except to do what we need to do simultaneously, secure our borders with technology, personnel, physical barriers if necessary in some places, and we need to have tougher employer sanctions, and we need to try to incentivize Mexico to do more. If they've committed transgressions of whatever kind, they should be obviously deported.
If you saw that statement in writing and had to guess who said it, you'd guess Donald Trump, right? But how about Hillary's husband, Bill, the 42nd president?
All Americans, not only in the states most heavily affected, but in every place in this country, are rightly disturbed by the large numbers of illegal aliens entering our country. The jobs they hold might otherwise be held by citizens or legal immigrants. The public service they use impose burdens on our taxpayers. That's why our administration has moved aggressively to secure our borders more, by hiring a record number of new border guards, by deporting twice as many criminal aliens as ever before, by cracking down on illegal hiring, by barring welfare benefits to illegal aliens. We are a nation of immigrants, but we are also a nation of laws.
Okay, you might say, but Obama and both Clintons are no longer in office. So what about one of Trump's chief tormentors in the current fight, Chuck Schumer? Just listen to Schumer a few years ago.
We must create a system that converts the current flow of primarily low-skilled illegal immigrants into the United States into a more manageable and controlled flow of legal immigrants who can be absorbed by our economy. Illegal immigration is wrong, plain and simple. Until the American people are convinced that we will stop future flows of illegal immigration, we will make no progress on dealing with the millions of illegal immigrants who are here now. When we use phrases like undocumented workers, we convey a message to the American people that their government is not serious about combating illegal immigration. People who enter the United States without our permission are illegal aliens, and illegal aliens should not be treated the same as people who entered the U.S. legally.
That is exactly what Trump has been saying. But because it's Trump, Democrats have completely changed their minds. Just thought you should hear the hypocrisy for yourself. Now, Kamala Harris, the hottest Democrat in the race for president at this point, has come out in support of some truly radical proposals. Foremost among them, a single-payer government health care system that would terminate all private health insurance.
I am running to declare once and for all that health care is a fundamental right and we will deliver that right with Medicare for all.
So how would the nation's health care system change with Medicare for all? Well, everything would change. At least 160 million Americans would be moved from private insurance to a government-run program. Medicare for all would cost taxpayers over $30 trillion in the next 10 years. That's $3 trillion a year in a federal budget that now totals about $4 trillion a year. Doctors and hospitals would experience huge losses, with the program being funded on the backs of healthcare providers who would take a 40% haircut, a 40% reduction in their reimbursements on top of the cutbacks and chaos already created for doctors by the failed Obamacare system. But that's not the only thing proposed by Kamala Harris that would strain, to put it mildly, the federal budget.
I am running to declare education is a fundamental right. And we will guarantee that right with universal pre-K and debt-free college.
Well, as someone once said, if you think government programs are expensive now, just wait till they make them free. But Kamala Harris also threw out a more predictable bromide from the left: soak the rich.
I am running to guarantee working and middle-class families an overdue pay increase. We will deliver the largest working and middle-class tax cut in a generation, up to $500 a month to help America's families make ends meet. And we'll pay for it. We'll pay for it by reversing this administration's giveaways to the top big corporations and the top 1%.
So Kamala Harris seems to be setting the pace for the many Democrats already in the race and those waiting in the wings. But one thing's for sure: the Democrat agenda for 2020 makes Barack Obama look like a Republican. Quick break, and then we're back to discuss the raid on Roger Stone ordered up by the special counsel on Talkin' Liberty.